Here's your great news for Friday. We are winning. Don't worry about the polls. They're all over the place. Look at the sheer desperation of those who know how to read political campaigns. Look at the sheer desperation of Obama and the Democrats. They have been reduced to just doing nothing but repeating lies over and over and over again. The Republicans have a candidate who isn't really igniting the imagination of many Americans. Not like a lot of people are like, oh, man, I am so for. Have you met anybody that's like, I am so for Mitt Romney? No, I met Ann Romney.
Even she's, I mean, like.
No, she's not.
Okay,
No,
I
that's
mean,
not.
She's
not
in the camp.
true. But he's such a good man of character. That is the one thing that you have going for Mitt Romney is he is a good, decent man of character. You may not agree with all of his policies, but you know that he's not saying, transmit this to Vladimir. The Obama team has to resort to bringing up pathetically silly incidents like we think he might have, we have no evidence of this, but a haircut in 1965. Did you hear what he did with his dog? He put a dog on his roof. I hear when he was a kid, his father actually let him drive in the back of the pickup truck. The pickup truck was going. And there would be little Mitt in the back of the pickup truck going down the dusty trail. So let's see here. In his late teens, Mitt Romney gave a kid a haircut against his will, which they now say didn't happen, while Barack Obama was being mentored by a hardcore America-hating communist and smoking dope, doing drugs to the extent that they named their drug gang the Choom Gang. And that's all verifiable. We have photos of that. Then in the early 80s, when Romney took his trip in the car with the dog safely secured to the roof, what was Barack Obama doing?
The Marxist professors and structural feminists and punk rock performance poets. We smoked cigarettes and wore leather jackets. At night in the dorms, we discussed neocolonialism, Frantz Fanon, Eurocentrism, and patriarchy. When we ground out our cigarettes in the hallway carpet or set our stereos so loud that the walls began to shake, we were resisting bourgeois society's stifling constraints.
Bourgeois society. Yeah, but did you hear Mitt Romney had his dog safely secured on the roof of his car? Now, come on. Who do you think America's going to elect for president of the United States? Come on. They have nothing on Mitt Romney's long past, but we've got a ton on Barack Obama's long past. This is why they're so desperate for raising money. Look, if rich people and corporations, they go with a winner. Wall Street, they go with a winner. Why do you think he's having such a hard time raising so much money? Because people are like, I ain't giving any more money to that guy. I don't think he's going to win. They'll give just enough just to hedge the bet, just in case. What? I was with you the whole time. Why are you putting me in prison now? So they have nothing. They have nothing. They've tried to present Mitt Romney as a person who outsources jobs. He didn't. He wasn't even at Bain Capital at the time when he supposedly did the things that he did. He didn't have a key to the place anymore. He didn't have a phone or a desk or anything. Democrats argue, yes, but he did have a desk. No, he didn't. He didn't have a desk. But he was there. No, he wasn't. Even the pro-Obama liberal publications like the Washington Post and factcheck.org have repeatedly said Democrats were lying about this. And so they try to smear him now with ugly innuendo.
Anything illegal, right?
Well,
you're not charging that he's done anything illegal with any of this.
Well, Candy, nobody knows.
Nobody knows if he did anything illegal. We have no evidence. Nothing's missing. There's nothing. Well, we just don't know. Do we know if he stabbed somebody to death? No, we don't. We don't know that for sure. We don't have videotape. He won't release the videotape of every minute he's been alive. There could have been times that he took the scissors from the haircut and stab somebody to death. We have no bodies, but nobody's been looking. This is so un-American, and yet at the same time, kind of sad and pathetic and laughable. We are still the United States of America. You know, the land where you're innocent until proven guilty. We don't always get that right, but we're pretty good at trying. Without a single shred of evidence of any kind of wrongdoing there, the answer to the question by anybody who has the least bit of decency is candy. Of course, I'm not saying he's done anything illegal. You could always add, we'd like to see more. After all, the president has released 8 years of his records or whatever. But to sleazily allude to, we don't know, it might have been, he may be a Martian. And he's got a ray gun in his pants. And he's going to pull it out at some point. I'm going to vaporize all of you now. We don't know. They may be massing just outside of our atmosphere. We're not sure. Then they try to tell the American people the amazing lie that Mitt Romney pays less in income tax than the average American.
So that they're actually paying less taxes or a lower tax rate than hardworking families who are out there working as nurses, as police officers, as construction workers. This is a basic issue of trust and fairness.
Yeah, okay. Several lies in that 14 seconds of audio. That's the director of the Economic Council for Barack Obama, Gene Sperling. Now, how Gene finds his keys in the morning to be able to get into his car is beyond me. I mean, can he do the math to be able to figure out what time he should set the alarm clock in the morning? Here's the guy who is on the Economic Council, and he's trying to explain tax rates where he clearly doesn't understand any of it. As we've pointed out, and I'll speak slowly for Gene, you can't compare income tax to capital gains tax. Gene would say, but they both have the word tax in it. Yes, but when I say let's go get a box of thumbtacks, I'm not calling the IRS. They don't make thumbtacks. Well, they should. It has the word tax in it. It's ridiculous. The reason capital gains rate is different is because that's a tax on your investments. Because here's how it works, Gene. You've already paid income tax on the money that you now go and put into a bank or into the stock market. You've paid money on that. You've paid your tax. Well, can you hang pictures on the wall? No, not that kind of tax, Gene. And so when you're investing, that's another tax that you're going to have to pay on top of that. So the rate is lower. See? How low? Even when Romney's taxes are all figured out, he's paying around 15%. And that's playing the little game that everybody else is playing. That's playing the game that Obama is playing by saying, well, okay, let's a thumb tax, income tax, and capital gains tax, all the same. So he's able to hang 1,400 pictures on a cork board, and he's paying 15% in actual dollars. The average hardworking American is paying 12.8. So even if we play their game, he's still paying more. This is how desperate they are. And third, have you ever noticed how they just love to slip in the phrase hardworking? Every time they compare lower and middle class to the rich, they're hardworking. To suggest that rich people don't work hard for their money, somehow or another, they don't deserve it. Hardworking Americans, like firefighters. Well, yeah, they are. And they're not only are they hardworking, they're brave, too. But so is Bill Gates. I don't know about brave part, but at some point when he said he had to say, I'm going to steal this one from Steve Jobs, that took bravery. And finally, is there anybody out there that sees this as an issue of trust and fairness, that doesn't understand that if if we really wanted to go with fairness and trust, everyone would pay exactly the same rate. Because that would be fair. The wealthy still pay much, 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 much more. But they would still pay the same rate. Why not? We all use the same roads, the same police, the same fire. Why should the wealthy pay a much, 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 much higher rate? It's a lie. It's called a progressive income tax. It has progressive in its name. They're so proud of it. It's a progressive income tax. Ever ask yourself why the progressives were so proud of it? They put the name progressive in front of two words that are absolutely deadly to every politician. Income tax. That's deadly to politicians. Why would they put the name progressive in front of it? Because they're signaling to their red friends exactly who they are. We're going to move it up progressively. We will take away the wealth. Another one of the Democrats' favorite lies right now is the Republicans, through voter ID laws, are trying to suppress the vote, keep the minorities from the polls.
We see a future where those rights are expanded, not diminished. Where racial profiling is a thing of the past.
He's drunk.
Where access to the ballot is expanded and unencumbered.
Sounds a little drunk.
Biden added.
Did you think we'd be fighting these battles again?
No. And we're not. We're not fighting this battle again. We're not. Nobody's fighting this battle except you guys. You're shadowboxing, man. Asking for an ID, making sure that you are who you say you are at the voting booth, that doesn't limit anybody's access to it. It's like, oh, no, you know what? Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're also not letting anybody from Indian descent, we're not letting any Hispanics or blacks get a driver's license either. Oh, and you can't get a passport. And in fact, we're taking all your cameras away so you can't have a picture of yourself either. That's ridiculous. I mean, how does it limit your access? Well, you know, African Americans, they don't have any form of identification whatsoever. Shut up. Shut up. Let me say it in a way maybe Joe Biden can understand. Shut up. Shut up. Now, if you're talking about dead people voting or non-citizens or people who want to vote multiple times, well, then maybe we shouldn't shut up. Without a single positive story to tell after 4 years on anything, they are so desperate for ammunition that they resort to flat-out proven lies.